This is Modern Service Mastery, Business School with boots on. Real lessons, real talk, and real growth for the residential service industry. Let's get to work.
So, Jake, let's start by defining remarkable. It's not just a buzzword, right? Being remarkable is about creating those moments, those experiences so exceptional that people can't help but talk about them. Clients rave about them. Employees tell their friends about how great the company is to work for. It's the kind of thing that snowballs, referrals, reviews, reputation. It all starts there.
Yeah, man. And look, let's be real. Remarkable doesn't mean expensive or flashy. It's like, did you go above and beyond? Did you give the client something so good they'd grab their phone and tell 5 people about you? That's the deal.
Exactly. And, online reviews are where this really shows up. Think about it. Those glowing 5-star reviews don't just boost our reputation. Google loves fresh, user-generated content. It pushes visibility up in search rankings. You want potential clients to find you? Positive reviews are like gold. Trust, visibility, conversion, it's all connected.
Without a doubt. And here's the kicker. Clients trust reviews almost as much as they'd trust their buddy recommending you. Like, you're scrolling through, you see someone ranting about how kind and professional we were on a hectic job. Boom. Sold. That's trust right there.
Right? And it's not just about new clients. Those experiences bring people back. It fosters loyalty, Jake. Repeat business isn't just something you hope for. It's what happens when you're remarkable. Like this one time, I remember we had a field tech fix a minor issue at a client's property, totally unprompted. The client was floored, wrote this glowing review, and a week later, a referral rolls in. That's what we're talking about.
Man, that's such an easy win. Like, why wouldn't you just handle it right then? And honestly, the general manager's got to set that tone, right? The standard starts up top.
Exactly. The general manager plays a massive role here. They set the expectations for what remarkable means, zero in on consistency, and lead by example. The team's watching their every move. If the GM pushes for 5-star reviews every week, it trickles down to the rest of the team.
And they're holding people accountable for it. Like, how are we tracking this? Are you just tossing it out at a meeting? Or do you have a system? Because if no one's looking at those reviews weekly, or calling out wins or misses, it's game over.
That's the key, Jake. You've got to keep the team involved. Weekly reviews, discussions about what went right, even those recognition shout-outs, they drive the culture. If the GM doesn't make it a priority, no one else will.
And when the culture is right, it shows. Like, the whole team feels it and they buy in. All right, Mike. So we've talked about how the culture starts from the top, like the GM driving those standards. But let's dive into this. If you're trying to get the whole team to deliver a killer client experience, especially when the team's all over the place, different jobs, different tasks, where do you even start?
Good question. It starts with accountability. Everyone on the team has a role in delivering that consistency. Here's an example for you. Picture this. A field tech sees something small, like a loose paver on the driveway. They don't look the other way, they fix it. The client comes out surprised and says, "Wow, I didn't even notice that." Right there, you've earned loyalty.
And a 5-star review, guaranteed.
Exactly. It's those proactive gestures. They seem small, but they make the biggest impact. Like this one time we had a job where the client was upset about a timing issue. The tech didn't just explain it away. They apologized, found a workaround, and even added a little enhancement, planting a few extra flowers. Afterward, that client referred 3 neighbors. 3.
Dude, that's next level. Like, that's the kind of stuff that makes you go, why isn't everybody doing this? And it's not just the techs, man. It's leadership, too. If the GM isn't all in on this, no way the team's going to pick it up.
That's the heart of it. Remarkable experiences stem from leadership that models the behavior. You've got team leaders showing they care, prioritizing what matters to the client. And the GM, they've got to be out there, not just saying it, but doing it.
But here's the thing, Mike. How do you get the whole crew hyped about this? Like, motivation can't just come from shouting good job every now and then, right?
You're right. You need recognition systems, programs that reward team members who go the extra mile. I'm talking about things like gift cards, shout-outs in team meetings, even a leaderboard if the crew's competitive. It creates a ripple effect when people feel valued for their effort. And when the GM drives it, that's when it sticks.
Yeah, because if the GM's like, let's just talk about something else, the energy dies. But if they're fired up, the team sees it. They're like, okay, this is a big deal.
Exactly. And it's not just about the rewards, it's about creating consistency. Regular check-ins, reviewing client feedback, sharing those wins. You're setting the tone, enforcing the standard, and keeping the team dialed in.
And Yeah, when the team feels it, the clients feel it. It's top down for sure. All right, Mike, we've been talking about how leadership drives motivation and sets the tone, but let's take it one step further. When it comes to building a workplace culture that not only motivates teams but attracts top talent, where do you even start?
Step one is defining what remarkable culture actually looks like for your team. I mean, it's more than a mission statement slapped on a wall, right? It's about making it real, something tangible. Like, does your team know what exceptional service means? Are they involved in creating it? Culture builds when people feel like they're part of something bigger, and it starts with leadership setting the tone.
Yeah, totally. And man, to me, it's also about the little rituals. Like, you're the GM and you kick things off with those morning huddles, keeping the crew in the loop, hyped, confident, and caffeinated, you know? Even those small moves show you care about them, and they lead to bigger team vibes.
Absolutely. Those routines, like quick check-ins before a big day or sharing shout-outs for top performers, are what create a sense of belonging. And hey, it doesn't always have to be big team meetings. Celebrate wins in the moment. A quick thank you to someone who went above and beyond. People crave recognition.
No doubt. Honestly, it's crazy how much a simple, hey, great job today can do. And when the team feels appreciated, they want to go that extra mile, not just for the clients, but for each other too.
Exactly, Jake. And that goes beyond just being nice. It's strategic. When your team feels engaged and valued, they perform better. Employees who love where they work will naturally provide better experiences for clients. Energy flows, and that ripple effect hits the reviews, referrals, everything. It's all interconnected.
So when you think about it, the real trick is leading by example, huh? Like the GM and the leadership team got to show up for the culture they're trying to build. They can't just mail it in with a cheesy Go Team email.
Exactly. They set the standard by walking the walk. It's in their actions, how they treat the team, how they handle challenges. Field teams look to leadership for cues, and when leaders are all in, it makes a big impact.
And to keep that momentum, you got to keep things fresh. Change up the way you celebrate wins, get the team involved in decisions, like maybe let them weigh in on things they want to improve. Keep everyone connected instead of just dropping top-down rules.
Perfect point. Collaboration and consistency are huge. Hold those check-ins, share client feedback, and keep sharing success stories. All those rituals and recognition programs reinforce what it means to be remarkable. And when leadership stays consistent, the culture thrives.
Yeah, and culture doesn't just stop at retention. It helps with recruiting too. Like, no one's applying to a job just for the title, right? But if word gets out that your company's got great energy, great leadership, and people love working there, suddenly top talent's knocking on your door.
Right? And that same culture of care elevates every aspect of the business. You're creating an atmosphere where people actually want to show up, not just for a paycheck, but because they believe in the mission. That's where you build longevity, not just for the business, but for everyone involved.
Love it, Mike. So, I guess the big takeaway here is remarkable culture isn't just a nice to have. It's the foundation for everything. Team morale, client retention, referrals, reviews. It's all connected to how you treat your people.
Exactly, Jake. Build the culture and the results will follow. And to all the leaders tuning in, just remember your team's potential grows in the culture you create. So set that standard and lead the way.
All right, folks, that's a wrap. Go out there, lead with intention, and don't forget to celebrate those wins. And hey, be kind to yourself too. You've earned it.
Great chatting with you today, Jake. And to all our listeners, keep striving for remarkable. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to Modern Service Mastery Business School with Boots On. If this episode helped you lead, grow, or think differently, share it with your crew and keep the momentum going.